But where in the world are you? Well, hello there, live from KubeCon in Valencia, Spain, where we are with a small group of folks from Backstage. And you, at the other side of the screen. Hopefully you're not in Valencia, otherwise I would recommend you go check out one of the sessions or come by our booth at KubeCon here in the project area. As you can see, it's quite busy here behind me. It's been a great day so far. There were so many people saying, hi, I'm using Backstage. I'm so happy to being able to meet folks and sharing stories, and a lot of people wanting to see some insights how we use Backstage at Spotify, which was also really, really great. If you know somebody who's here, tell them to go by the booth here of Backstage at KubeCon and say hi to us. We also have some little bit of swag there. This really, really cool t-shirt with happy developers make happy code. Anyways, welcome so much. As a little warm-up for today's session, a little impression of the trip I did this morning to get here in time for the opening of KubeCon Europe 2022. Yeah, and that's it so far. I'm trying to post a whole video when everything's done, and we'll share it on the Backstage community video channel on YouTube. If you're watching this on the Backstage website or on YouTube, please hit subscribe, because we love subscribers. And if we hit 100 subscribers, we're able to get our own custom URL, which we would love to have. youtube.com/backstage something community-ish thing. Okay, anyways, what's up for today? As you can imagine, it's really busy here, so we'll try and keep it light, but there's a lot of news to share, so we will mostly share some news. We first will have Jen on the show, and Jen will share something, well, also related to KubeCon, but not exactly this KubeCon, but another KubeCon. Jen, hello.
Hi, everybody. Long time no see for the Backstage community. It's been a while, but if you haven't seen me before, my name is Jen Kelly, and I lead marketing for Backstage at Spotify. What I am super excited about in sharing, even though we are in the midst of KubeCon EU in Valencia, and as you saw from Suzanne, we're having an amazing time. We are also looking forward to seeing you all at Backstage in North America in Detroit in October, because we are officially excited to announce we are going forward with BackstageCon at KubeCon North America. So we are going to be doing a Backstage co-located event in the Monday or Tuesday, TBD on the exact date, prior to the main event in Detroit in late October. The registration and CFP site will be live in a couple of weeks. We'd also love to thank the folks at Rodi and VMware for joining us in sponsoring the event. So my ask to you all, and in this session, and then I'll also be posting a quick note on Discord, is if you're interested in joining the technical program committee to review the CFPs, help shape the agenda, and you're interested in being a part of kind of the steering of the event itself, please reach out to backstage-marketing at Spotify. And with that, I will turn it back over to Suzanne.
Which is a little bit of juggling around here with a small screen. Thank you so much, then. That's really huge. So can you like a little bit explain what we might expect?
Sure, absolutely. So we will be we want to have topics, and we're going to have a series of different types of sessions, be those panel discussions, technical workshops, lightning talks. There'll be a few different areas where we want the Backstage community to submit talks for, and we really want to focus the conversation on the community and have that be everything from, you know, like what we learned and how we failed and how we did well when we or what we've gained from our Backstage app or implementation. I know on our side, from the Spotify side and the maintainer side, we'll be submitting a few different how-tos, and in line with getting started and getting up and running quickly with a new instance, adoption tactics and things of that nature. But we really we want some of those conversations to be pretty deeply technical, around, you know, areas that the community wants to take the project, and some of the bigger areas of interest, be that you know, scaffolder all the way to design. So that's a bit. Look for the CFP, when we'll be making sure that's broadcasted out really well. But look for the call for papers very soon.
Well, that sounds really exciting, and I hope that this will inspire already people to share their stories, share their failings. We love failings, and we also love best practices. So it's a bit of like one can't go without the other, I think. But anyways, thank you so much for jumping on this community session, Jen, and share more about it. I will once again share the call again, and thank you so much for joining. And let's get to the next topic. The next topic is, and I hope that Francesco's here. No, Francesco's not here. So let's skip over to the maintainer update. And for that, we have Patrik here. Patrik, you also have...
Oh,
I know.
I believe I missed that last piece. You broke up a bit.
Hello.
Hello. I have an update for you anyway. Hello, my name is Patrik. I'm one of the maintainers. On GitHub, I'm known as Rugvip. And yes, an update from the maintainers today. So one of the big things that happened recently, which happens with every adopter session nowadays, is that we just released our mainline release. So 1.2 went out yesterday, and I think one of the biggest highlights in the release is that we got TechDocs Addons released. So it's a way for you to customize your TechDocs, add widgets, add, you know, improving experience of TechDocs. And yeah, there are many, or a couple of built-in add-ons, but you can also build your own, right, to improve how you browse TechDocs in your organization. Then a couple of plugins were added. So there's a new ADR plugin by Phil Kwang. There's a code scene plugin contributed by Julio. And there's a Gerrit integration. So if you're using Gerrit, there's a new integration for that contributed by Anneke. One of the other things I'm somewhat excited about to announce is that we are finally getting SIGs up and running. So there's a PR. I hope someone can link it in the community repo. So this is, we're launching SIGs, special interest groups, being the complete name of that. And we hope for that to be a way to get more engaged with the community, collaborate on contributions, and, you know, get focus areas for people that want to contribute to different parts of the project. We are starting up somewhat small. We're launching one SIG is the plan for the catalog soon, and then probably following with one or a few more quickly. And then we want to see how that works, figure out what are good ways to organize, and then over time, hopefully add many more SIGs. But yeah, there's a free FAQ on the general SIG, the general way we are going to try to structure things in that PR. So please go check it out. Comment if you have any comments. And yeah, that's it.
Cool, and somewhat excited. That's huge and so important for the project, right?
Yes.
So after launching the first SIG, you said first, I think intentionally. So we expect more?
Yes. We don't know exactly what a good way to divide SIGs or like what should they be big, should they be small, should they be horizontal? We're going to need to figure those things out. So we're starting with some focused areas around catalog, and some of the maybe easier ones, and then we'll see what makes sense over time.
So great. So we'll post the link in the Discord, Twitter, everywhere where we can post the link, we will. Please go check it out and join the SIG and help us with this exciting experiment, because we don't actually know what we're getting into, but we hope to do it together with you. That's the message, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patrik, for joining us. Okay, next topic. We have Francesco here who wanted to share something about something else which is new and happening. Hello, Francesco from Sweden.
Hi, Suzanne. How things are going there?
Exciting. And how are they going there?
I can see we are super excited here. We are with some of the team here, and yeah, we are following all of you. Please remind me the topic. And apologies, but we are rushing in the Stockholm area about the announcement we plan to have in this session right now.
You were going to talk about the office hours.
Ah, okay. Sorry. I mean, I was missing the time because we
if
were
you want
rushing.
to announce, if you want to announce something, that's also okay.
Well,
that's also
good. Honestly, there are lots of interesting stuff because following what Patrik was sharing, we are super excited to start thinking about a couple of initial SIGs. We are planning to have more, but we want to engage more with the community. So, I mean, there's so many things that are happening, but all of them are super exciting. And honestly, looking forward to meet in person also the backstagers and the contributor and the enthusiast, because we have lots of things to discuss. But back to your point, because I want to steal too much of the time. We are following, honestly, the incredible growth of the interest around Backstage, and because we are literally overloaded with a lot of one-to-one sessions, conversations with lots of companies that want to adopt and developers that want to contribute. We absolutely want to support as much as we can and as best as we can all of you, and the great interest that there is behind Backstage. And just to optimize and to reduce the waiting list, we are starting the initiative of the so-called office hours. So the long story short is that you can book a slot to meet the Backstage team. That could be myself, the technical maintainers, and developers of the Backstage platform, just to start talking with us about what Backstage is. It is usually a very high level and introductory session to explain what's the problem that Backstage is trying to solve, and what Backstage is and what Backstage does. In terms of use cases and major features, we usually share and show also a live demo, and then we open the session for questions and answers. in a sort of office hour session where you can join. Of course, you can sign, join, and have this introductory pass on the principles of Backstage. Again, we are following the incredible interest around literally dozens and dozens of companies per week that wants to contact with us and understand more about what Backstage does. And so we have 2 sessions more EMEA friendly. It is planned every Wednesday morning for the EMEA folks, and the other is more US friendly in terms of time zone, more and this is done on Thursdays. And so if you want to book a slot and understand more about Backstage, feel free to join us and these office hours. There are few restrictions in terms of numbers because, of course, it is an open session where we have a good amount of companies each time. And you can meet us, raise questions, and of course, if needed, we can do a one-to-one follow-up because maybe you have some specific needs beyond the introductory part. So again, I don't want to tell more than this, but you can find the link to book a slot with us in Spotify.Backstage in backstage at spotify.com. Anyway, looking forward to continue the conversation with all of you. And of course, contact me if you have any need about this initiative. But again, thank you, first of all, because you are so many, and there is so many interest to talk with us. There is, it's amazing, and we want to provide you the best support that we can. Thank you again.
Yeah, and thank you for coming here and sharing about that. It's so great to listen to those discussions. Also, I've spoke to a few people here who joined one of these sessions, and they were highly enthusiastic because it's not only about the tooling, it's about lots of other things, like how do you organize yourself, how do you see if developers are happy. So many questions, and so many answers. And
no, for example, one very recurrent question, and maybe we inspire also the people that are listening, so maybe we can suggest also what we are discussing is, for example, what is the path to adoption, the suggested path to adoption. Of course, there's no mandatory path. There's no right or wrong ways to face it because every organization is different. But we have experienced hundreds of adoptions. We have experienced a pretty successful pattern that we are happy to share. We have also some content dedicated to explain exactly what Backstage is compared with the market offering, and the plus and the value, and of course also the comparison. I mean, it's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, it is, and we're here for that, and that's why we have this passion, and it's so good to share a lot of insights, and we learn so many things. It's so great. So I highly recommend joining those. It's not to sell something, it's just to exchange experiences. It's to learn from each other. We learn so many things from those as well. So please feel invited. We're there anyways, so the more the merrier, though there is a restriction. But yeah, there will be some slot fitting your time. Thank you, Francesco, for sharing this. I know that you're like happy in Sweden and meeting a lot of folks, so let me not distract you too much, and say hi to everybody from me. I wish I was there, but I'm here with 7,000 of my best friends. So
no, enjoy, and we will miss you, of course. But hey, we say a great hello from here, and well, see you soon.
Bye-bye. See you soon, folks. Another person I'm totally missing this week, but that's more maybe of an internal thing. Welcome to our weekly meetup. It's Joon. Joon is here to share something, some work being done as well. Hey, Joon. Thank you for making some time to come on the call.
Hello. Yes, really excited to be here. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Joon. I work on Backstage here with some of my coworkers, and the main task that we've been working on in the past few months, as many of you have already heard, is the permission framework. So it's really exciting to see a lot of the community already kind of taking advantage of the permission framework and trying it out, giving us feedback. Please keep those coming on Discord. But one of the things that we've heard a lot about is documentation, and people are hoping to try out permission framework and looking for a place to start. And so that is now live. I'm very excited to announce that our documentation is live on the Backstage.io docs page, and I think you're about to see it there. Yes. As you can see, we've got a whole brand new section on the side there under permissions. You can see we'll have an overview, we'll have some concepts to get across, and then you can follow the guides that starting at getting started and try implementing your own permissions for your Backstage instance. You'll also notice that we have some tutorials geared at plugin authors. So if you're a plugin author and you want to figure out how to add permissions for other Backstage adopters to implement using your plugin, then you can follow those tutorials and check that out as well. A few other things I want to call out. So there is a video on the Getting Started page that was shown at a previous adopter session, I believe. Unfortunately, that video is a bit outdated, so it's a good place to start if you want to just get a general sense of a high-level overview of what the permission framework is, but some of the types, some of the specific languages that we're using in that video is a bit outdated, so just wanted to call that out. We'll have a new one sometime in the near future. You also might wonder, for plugin authors, there are some missing documentation around the front end, so those are in the pipeline and coming as well. But yeah, just overall, would love some feedback. I know that there's still probably a few kinks in there that need to be worked out, so happy to communicate and happy to hear anything that the community might have to say about the documentation. And I think that's about it.
I'm blaming the lag. It's not that I'm slow. Thank you. So that's really great. So who wants a new video? Please raise your hands. No pressure. But it would be good to update that, and I'm so happy to see that. So if you have a plugin and you want to leverage the permissions framework, then you should just follow these tutorials, and you would probably be good to go.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we will also paste the links like everywhere on Discord and in the chat. It's been a lot online for a little bit. I didn't notice. I was on holiday and I came back and suddenly it was there, which is great to notice. But we'll share the links on the regular channels. Cool. And Joon, perhaps you can also share what might be the next thing you'll be working on. Can you share something?
Yeah, I think there was a blog post, I forget when we published this, but about the commercial plugin offerings that we talked about a few sessions past. And so my main focus there is one of those commercial offerings right now. And obviously, these will be building upon this permission framework that you see here. So definitely, if you're interested in becoming a beta tester for those, or even in the future when those become general availability, then you want to start using it, please reach out to us, and we'd be happy to kind of bring you along for the journey. I think those plugins are going to be really useful and really exciting, and we've got a lot coming down the road.
Okay, and to make sure, so the authorization framework, that is open source, but you're building on top of that then?
That's correct.
Extending that. Okay, cool. That's really good to know, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be provide a lot of value to a lot of companies.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, thank you so much for joining. There's a side note in the chat. Somebody's pointing out some imports are still in /alpha regarding the permission framework, and that was kind of confusing.
Yeah, I think we had a question on Discord around this too. So if you aren't a part of our Discord, I would highly recommend we have a permission-specific channel there you can check out. And if questions like that arise, you can feel free to post it on there. We'll usually try to get to it as soon as we can. But that's one of the places where we can kind of help you answer those questions.
Great. You will have a direct line to the folks caring about this, so that's a good thing. So go to Discord and please have the discussion. Have a discussion there. There's friendly folks there, always happy to help. Thank you, Joon, for joining and sharing this. I know you're also swamped in other activities, so I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
I think he said thanks, but the connection is lagging a little bit, which is why I'm happy that we're keeping it short. Though, I want to use this little time still to do a call out and invite you to join us for the community session and share your story about your adoption of Backstage. Share what you're working on. Share anything that you want to share with the community, your learnings, your failings, because that's what makes this community meetup really, really valuable. So please, put it in the issue as soon as it's on online. Just reply in the meetups channel on Discord, or just send a direct message to me or one of the other folks involved with the meetup, because we'll be happy to have you. But not this time, because we're keeping it short, because we're at KubeCon and really enjoying the vibe here. So for the next community session, we will also have an adopter sharing their adoption story as well. But of course, there's always room for more demos and more little presentations to enrich this experience for everybody. So feel invited to do that. Another thing I wanted to point out is that the success of Backstage also depends on the public adopter list, because a lot of companies look at that public adopter list. It's extremely important for the project. So if you are a Backstage adopter and you are not yet on that list, your company is not yet on that list, please find somebody and ask, can we put ourselves on this list? Make sure that you have a proper authorization for that, but we really, really value that, because adopters look at that and might be that your company is the company that will convince another company to adopt Backstage, and be public about that and contribute to I'm back to buy into this project. So really, really appreciate that. That's it for this session. I hope you found it enjoyable and valuable. Next month we're back here, but from the normal location, somewhere in some home office somewhere on this planet, and we will have a full community session again. Please think about the CFP for please think about the CFP for the KubeCon BackstageCon at KubeCon North America. The CFP will be out soon. So as soon as we put together the program committee, we will put out the CFP, and we will look at each and every submission. So feel invited there, and let your creativity flow. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you for joining this session. The recording will be out soon. It will be online somewhere next week, which we will also, of course, YouTube channel. If you're there, if you're watching on LinkedIn or somewhere else, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, because we can really use more subscribers on the channel, because we can put on more content and more quality. So that would be really, really great. Much appreciated. Thank you for joining for the session. One shout out to somebody from the Backstage team, which I really value as a direct colleague as well, and that's Jen. Happy birthday, Jen. As Esteban pointed out, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy it with your family and your friends. Okay. That's it for me. Signing off here from KubeCon Valencia. And I will make some more recordings here, talking with interesting people about developer effectiveness, about Backstage, about DX. So please keep an eye on the channel. Bye-bye.